Hi, and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us for our hour-long masterclass as we go back to basics. Yeah, it's an hour-long show where hopefully you're going to send in some questions. What I will say from the top is we've already got 7 questions, 7 sort of requests, if you like, to tackle. But feel free to get any more questions in. We'll work as fast as we can, but we've got an hour, so we'll do as much as we can. But across this show, if you shop it, you're going to find things like your Ultimate Pro. We've got deals on ink pads, we've got deals on cardstock, we've got deals on adhesive. And I know a few of the questions that we've already got coming in are to do with things that you can do with the Pro, things about the different ink pads, things about, we've got some machine questions in there as well. So whilst there are items on the show that you can ask questions about, if you have any sort of like crafty conundrum, then feel free to ask it. As I say, an hour doesn't necessarily give us long, but we'll do as much as we can over the course of that hour. Just to mention as well, Cartload tonight. I do hope you'll come back for Cartload because it is our big Debbie and Ben anniversary show. It's 6 years to the day that we did our first show together, so we are celebrating tonight with some fantastic deals. We are also going to be playing some bloopers for you as well. Actually, Debbie and I had lunch together just now, and it's quite funny because we were looking back at some other bloopers that have happened over the years. We found the one, that one, which I don't think we can play. I was saying to Debbie, a friend of mine does a vodcast. I'll share it with you once we've recorded it. It's called Couch Confessions. She's a Kylie Minogue tribute artist, and she also has like a production company, and she does this, is it called a vodcast? Am I making that up? No, a vodcast. Video.
It's a vlog.
A vlog. Yes, so she does one of those, and so I'm doing that with her tomorrow, and it'll be going out. And she's asked like loads of great questions, and one of the questions like I've got to talk about is like, what is the funniest moment, or what are the funniest moments I've had whilst I've been working as a presenter? And one of those moments will be the one that I can't really tell you about. If you message me privately, I'll tell you about it, but I can't talk about it on air. Anyway, yeah, bloopers later on and deals. Right now, though, it is all about going back to basics. And the lovely TV wifey Debbie Robinson is here. Hello, Debbie. And also, we're very happy to go right back to basics if people want it, aren't we?
Absolutely. This is back to basics. And although we've got things on the show, the questions could be anything that you want to ask. Like, even if you think it's a really silly thing to ask. Because there's no such thing. We say it all the time. We're live, we're interactive. There is no such thing as a silly question. I remember the very first time I genuinely, when I started card making, I kept hearing the word mat and layer. And I used to look at people going, yeah, sure. And then I just genuinely, Tracy at Icon, which was a shop in Barnsley that I used to go to a lot, I actually said to Tracy, you're going to think I'm really stupid, but I've got to ask because I keep hearing people talk about it and I feel really stupid asking it. I went, what the hell is a mat and layer? I've never heard of it. And then when she just broke it down, and she went, Debbie, why did you not ask? And I said, because I feel really stupid asking. And she said, and I remember, there is never a stupid question, ever. Because if you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is unless someone explains to you. So, and I remember the very first time I heard the word dye. I was like, a dye? What are they talking about? A dye? I only ever associated one word with dye, and it wasn't a metal dye. So please, back to basics means exactly that. If there's something that's been scratching your head, or you've been thinking, I daren't ask anybody, I just sit there nodding my head, then please do ask, because today is the day. We've only got an hour though, so do make sure you get those questions in nice and early. We've already got a few that we've got to get cracking with as soon as we can.
We've got questions already coming in, so we've got at least 9 or 10. Exactly the same as Debbie. I've told you recently, haven't I? The first ever show I did in craft was on another channel, and it was, coincidentally, with Leanne. And the first show I ever did, I remember the producer taking me in, and I obviously knew how to present. I didn't know anything about craft. This show's going to be about dyes. I expected to walk into the studio to see little bottles of colour. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
And when we got in there, Leanne was there. I said, hello, Ben and Leanne. I said, so where are the dyes then? And she was like, here. I was like, what? We all have to start somewhere, don't we?
We do.
We all have to start somewhere. And just very quickly, because I know we've got lots to get on with, summer sale is on the website, so 70% off. There you go. We'll not spend much time on it, as I say, because we're already 5 minutes into the show. But that's the US site, and you'll see loads and loads of different bundles there, all tariff-free as well, which is brilliant. So do have a good look through. So we've got some questions coming through on the Ultimate Pro. I've also seen questions come through on plate combinations. That one, Cindy, I will definitely ask later, because even I still forget what plate combinations do what. Hence why I use the MIDI, because it's simplicity without the electricity. But yes, we've got your question. Hi to Jen, who says, good morning to Debbie, team, and Ben and Crafty friends. Happy Friday, Ben. Thank you. I actually genuinely thought it was Friday about 5 minutes ago. I was chatting to Jamie. Karen Sorrow says hello from Kentucky. Trudy Bickham's in. Crystal Walters is in. Crystal Hodges is in. And Hillary says hi everyone from Hillary and Holly Collie. Right, the Ultimate Pro is in a big deal for you. This basically you can get the metric version or the imperial version. Good news is both of them are tariff free. So if you are in the States and you like to use the UK version with UK cardstock, you can get that. If you want the US version, you can. If you want both, you can. $31.99 is the price on this. I'll let Debbie talk around, and we've got questions on it anyway. You're going to get a free boxer board included with this. You're also going to receive your Snow White Centura Pearl cardstock. This is your 310 GSM Hint of Gold, and for free, you've also got your Dotty glue pen in there as well. Essentially, as you guys will probably know, the Ultimate Pro is a craft room on the go. I always think you can make your card blanks, you can make your boxes, you can score, you can emboss, you can cut, you can make ribbons, you can make construction pieces. It is a one-stop wonder, really, for all sorts. And the first question that we have got is from Tim about the Ultimate Pro, just showing how you actually make the card blank designs and envelopes, he says, like with the Pro. How do you make the cards with this?
Oh, I'll show you, definitely. Okay. I'll just quickly verbally talk about the Ultimate Pro. I know a lot of people already got this. It's been a core product now for nearly 20 years. It wasn't quite the first item that we saw a launch, but it was pretty early on. I would say about 18, 19 years now. But it is the ultimate crafter's companion. We've never needed to change it because it literally does everything it says on the tin. There are 10 unique things about this which makes this the ultimate crafter's companion because of all the things that you can do. I still use mine to this day with a crafting. I genuinely have it sat at the side of my legs because it's the one where I do make most of my card blank from, and boxes as well. In addition though, today you've got the extra one, and I'll explain a little bit why we've put that in there. Yeah. So when you look at your board, you've got your board. Now, this is the way that you would open it up. Always have it with the envelope making part of it. So it makes flat envelopes. It also makes a 1/4 inch envelope box as well. Then you've got some scoring, extra little additional marks, lovely bits for your envelopes and things like that, especially with that pearlescent finish. Going to look absolutely beautiful. To open it up, please don't lose your clip. Although I do know the warehouse has a box of this because I saw one and a pinch one because I lost mine. However, don't lose it. It is the one that clips it together. The reason I say open it from this side is because this is where your storage box is. That's where your boxer board can live as well. But it opens up into the centre, which has then got your box making facility on this side, box base in your half hinge measurements, and box lid on this side. It's also got your centimetres running along there, and then on the other side your inches when you're measuring. So however you cut your cardstock, you would use the either side. So you just flip, reverse it until you are comfortable with whichever metric you use. Also on here, you've got like a specialist one that creates your apertures and does all your special cards like your K cards, which I'll talk about in a second. But that's the reason I said open it up from the envelope side, because this is where everything lives. Your Ultimate Pro has got your, and it literally is a detailed book about everything that this wonderful piece of equipment does. Yeah. From card making to making your bows, to envelope making, to your pop-out cards and the K card creator, which is your specialist cards that have got like your crisscross. Gives you a whole heap of different styles. It's decorative embossing, it's a paper trimmer, it's a storage compartment, it's got accessories as well. Card making, it goes through all of those, which I'll go through in a second just for our Tim.
Yep.
And then you've got all the different ways that you can use your boxes, from your box bait shape boxes, your triangular boxes, your diamond boxes, the magic ruler technique. Sarah has done a more in-depth, I won't be able to squeeze it in this masterclass, I can promise you right now, but there is a lovely section with our Sarah on an Ultimate Pro 2-hour-long show where she shows you how to do that, which means taking an object and fitting a box around a different shaped object, okay? So like, for instance, those kind of style cards. Aperture centres on how to create from your boxes, wedge boxes, envelope making, and your 3 golden rules to how you make that perfectly aligned and how you get that working with your envelope boxes as well, including lining your envelopes. They give you a little starter into certain envelope sizes, and then also about your decorative embossing too, okay? And about how to use your paper trimmer.
Yeah.
So it literally is a fabulous tool. This and these, you will get 2 of those with all 4 ball tools on. The small, the medium, the large and the flat. You've also got your, where it's housed with a Stanley blade inside, so please be mindful. That's already popped in there, but that's because we use this, and rather than having to keep opening and closing it, which I always get minickers in it with, it's already in there for me. And then your bow making facility as well, so to make your bows. And our Sheila's fetched me some ribbon, so I'll show you how to do that as well.
Nice. Someone asked about the bow making, funnily enough. As if you knew.
Now, paper trimming wise, this is where you need, because you need to stabilise this. Yeah, so to stabilise it, you've got your plastic ruler that goes in there, and again, it's got inches and centimetres on to make it easier. And again, I'm just going to make sure to show you, you can make it work for you whichever side. Because if you're an inch girl, you go on the inches. If you're a centimetre girl, you go on the centimetre, or guy. And then to paper trim and to cut, so I've just got a bit of paper here. You pop that in, and if you were making, for instance, I'll do centimetres for a change. Get me? Never normally do 10 centimetres.
Oh.
Just pop that down. I've got a raised glass mat. Can I just move my glass mat, Jamie? Do you mind? Thank you. It's only because I find it easier to work on a flat surface. That's better. That's better. Hold your paper into, and then you're going to use this as like your trimmer. So for me to get a good clean cut, can you see that it's got a bit of movement?
Yeah.
You need to make sure you've got your hand held onto it. Now, I don't mean put your hand in and come down, because guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, bad stuff.
Yeah, you're going to slice. So it's like a finger guard. So you're going to put your fingers over the top and then slice your paper or your card.
Right.
And this cuts not just cardstock, it cuts paper, cardstock. Ben, you did a little play with it beforehand,
I had a go earlier. Yeah.
You cut, Ben went heavy. He went 300 GSM.
Shall I cut some more?
What?
Shall I cut some more?
You can do if you want to. Do you want to come across?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Just to show you, it cuts your paper beautifully. So now I've got a lovely 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre square. So it's perfect for that. But it does cut. Let's get some heavyweight cardstock for you.
Heavyweight for a heavyweight.
Heavyweight for a heavyweight, yes, absolutely. I've got bits all over the floor. I do apologise. Do you want to do centimetres or inches?
Don't really mind.
You not really mind? Because you just make it work for yourself. So if you wanted to do inches, just turn it around and you can work from there.
Oh,
and you just put your cardstock that way. So we'll change it around and make that comfortable for yourself. So you can change that around either way. Yeah, there you go.
I'll pop that down there.
Yeah, and how big are you going to do this? So remembering, this is inches from this side. I had centimetres the other side.
6 inches?
Yeah.
Right.
So 6 by 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, sorry, there you go.
Thank you.
Remember what I said about putting the pressure down onto your finger guard so it doesn't move?
Oh, it doesn't feel like it's gone in.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. That blade needs to make contact. Yeah, you can hear it, can't you? Yeah.
Boop.
Absolutely. And then you want to do another 6, so you've got a 6 by 6 square.
Oh, yeah.
Making him work.
But
Make you work.
This is going in the producer report, right? Ben, what? Ben...
Don't even get me started about that producer report.
What?
We'll talk about George saying that Ben answered all the letterpress questions. So I was just going to pull that out of the bag later on, George, because it was me that answered all those questions. Nah, because I did the answering, George. I did the answering. We're going to let you off. We're going to let you off. So you need to make sure, like you would with any scoreboard or any guillotine, that it's up flush up to the top, and you did a beautiful job there, because I first saw it and then I saw you moving it, and then I thought it's not going to be straight, but it is. That's a perfect 6 by 6 inch square.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is your paper trimmer and card trimmer.
Yeah.
We talk about it being a paper trimmer, Ben, but it's actually a bit of both.
Well, I know why I'm taking that. It's a bit of card. There you go.
Yeah, but it just shows you, doesn't it? So
easy peasy.
Absolutely, easy peasy lemon squeezy when you know how. Now I'm going to put this away because I know what I'm like, so I'm going to house that back into there. Now, when it comes to your envelope, who asked for envelopes?
That was Tim as well, just making envelopes.
So envelopes, let's go to the envelope, because you do get a little guide to, and I've pre-cut this because I thought you don't want to keep seeing me cutting paper and everything all the time. So I've already cut that down to what this is going to be, which is a 5-inch square envelope. And it does tell you to cut it to 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres, and then the grids that you're going to use are D&D. So I've chosen a simple one. I'll explain about the others in a second. Now, for flat envelopes, it goes in the first groove. All right, when you're doing a flat envelope. And it's a D&D, which is nice and simple. I like to get a nice crisp into there, so I use my flat end for that. It gives me a really nice crisp line. Don't be tempted to move it up. If you move it up, you're going to knock it out of sync, because this has been literally made with an inch of its life. It's been by, I think, Frank. I want to say Frank at Sarah's dad, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, where he worked out all of the how things work. Have I done all 4 sides? There we go. It's because I've got an heavy pattern paper. And then again, you'll see how easy that is to do. And then if I just move that just for a second, just now fold that in, and then I'm going to use the flat side to score with as well. Now that's a really nice, standard, straightforward envelope. Now it also has, because obviously if we made it to measure, you would have nowhere for it to stick. So you do need a little pair of scissors. It's the only thing the board doesn't come with, just to take out the little notches.
Yeah, little notches.
Yeah, to make it fit. Because if it didn't fit, if that was flat and you won't be able to stick it together.
No.
So that's the best top tip I can give you when you're making envelopes. And then envelope box, I'll quickly talk about that one as well, because I know we've got lots of other questions coming through. But just to show you now, you then literally, I pop mine down and I put a little bit of tape.
Perfect.
Just down there. Hold that into place. Little bit of tape just down there, and then stick that down, and then I'm just going to make sure all of that is done, and you've got the perfect envelope.
And when you're using that, because this is a good question from Rosemary Orlando, how much bigger than my card is the measurement for making an envelope? That's taken into account, isn't it?
So it's taken into account already.
Yeah.
So for a 5-inch square card base, that will fit into that card because it's been
slightly bigger.
It's been made slightly bigger. That 1/8 of an inch that it actually needs. It's been worked out for you. You don't have to work that out. So a 5 by 5 card will fit into that envelope perfectly. And then if you were doing your envelope boxes, it literally is where you've got the 2 grooves. So you literally do the same side. So if you want to so you'd go into the first line and then move it up one and go into the second line. So if I've got a piece of cardstock, you move it up and do the same line. And the other top tip that I'm going to give you is if you've got 2, like G and B, you do G this side, and then you turn it so it's opposite. So don't think you do G, 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 G.
No, you go.
No, so it's literally, I knew that would happen.
G, G, B,
G,
B.
G, B, B.
B.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's how you get those as well. So I kept that pretty simple for the first one. Card making, should I just quickly cover that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, isn't it funny? I feel like an hour's not enough for this now.
I know, this is the thing, back to basics, but we've got so many different things on there.
And there's more questions coming in.
But seriously, if I could encourage you ever to watch that 2-hour show with Sarah, she's a masterclass. She could do it blindfolded and asleep. This is obviously her baby, and it's her baby that she demonstrated for years on end, and she used to go to shows. I remember first seeing Sarah and Leanne around a big island, and all I could see all day long was this being used Because, and seriously, that's how I first got mine, because I was like, I absolutely love this. This is my kind of thing. And I've never stopped using it. Now, card making, it's got on there, and don't forget, you have got your instruction booklet as well. So you've got your instruction booklet. If you were using it, the top tips that I'm going to give you as well, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, just remember the golden rule. When you're scoring, you score from the handle side. So, can I just visually show you this, Jamie, if that's okay? If you were right-handed, which I am, I make sure this is up to the butt of the board, and we'll do the scoring, right, on a half-fold A4. So again, nice, just breaking those fibres up and down, and then it literally folds in and gives you your perfect fold for your half-fold A4, okay? Now, if you were to measure that, and you do it the other way around, let's just grab, and I wish I'd got time to be able to show you, but if you was to do it then and do the half-fold A4, you're going to see straight away that that has a little bit of a gap left there. So please don't think, so just make sure when you're using it, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, that you score from that side of the board and not the other side, and that makes it really, really easy. Now, that was a basic card fold.
Yeah.
You've then got, and we did this last night on the craft along, where you've got your gatefold A4. And this would make your perfect Z-fold card. And then you could chop off to make your Z-fold card. So there's lots of different folds that you could do, okay? It also, so if I use, oh no, I can't use that one. You've got a gatefold on there. So you've got gatefold A4. When you're doing a gatefold card, again, make sure that is flush up to there.
Yeah.
You follow that groove, gatefold, and then you turn it and do exactly the same on the other side. I always fold into my score line, and you've got your perfect gatefold card. So that's another fold.
Yeah.
You've got on there half-fold A5, you've got tri-fold A4. I love a tri-fold. Tri-fold, I love. So tri-fold, exactly the same, card pushed up right as far as it'll go. If you literally a little bit out, I promise you it'll make all the difference for your folds. But a tri-fold A4 is simply one side, turn the other side in the same groove, and you've got your tri-fold card. Let's go that way.
Perfect.
And you have now got your tri-fold. And also, those kind of, like, this kind of start, because, like, if, or for your A, let's get this the right way around. If I was to do that again, and this was me my Z-fold card, but if I go back into that A fold, gatefold groove, you've now got, where's it gone, there it is, that one. Now you've got your pop-out card.
Oh, perfect.
Where you can create your pop-out.
Yeah.
And then you've got all the features where you can, and I'll just do it on the inside again. You've got all these features, and you can fold your board as well, so you can fold to make it a little bit better, where if you wanted to trace around those, you'd pop that on, trace it around, make sure it's in the centre, and you've got now a little area what you have a pop-out aperture.
Lovely.
So there's lots of different styles that you can do. Tim, seriously, if you've got your Ultimate Pro, get it out, use it, have a play. Use some cheap, in fact, you know what, you could use copier paper just to get yourself going.
Yeah.
I have a lot of these. I taught a crafterganza class where I actually did really basic folds and then moved on to an exploding box. But just to show you what you can do with your, do you know, a lot of people thank me for doing that on the crafterganza, because there's so much that this does, Ben. It's absolutely an incredible tool that many people, Auntie Jean was one.
Yeah.
Yes, you know. I'm going to wag my finger, because I ended up getting a purple sparkly one because she bought one and she never used it.
Oh.
But yes, people tell me that they have this and they don't use it. It's a dust gatherer. It's an ultimate tool. It's literally your best friend.
That's exactly
so please
right,
do make sure you use it, because, oh, seriously, Ben, it's one of the best things that I think Sarah's ever done because of what you can do with this.
We've got so many questions to get through, so I'm not going to apologise for showing these at pace. I mean, we've still got another 6, plus there's about I would say about another 10 that have come through. I don't think we're going to get through them all. But
Shall I put my ultimate away?
There's a question later on about making bows with it. I can
do that. In fact, I'll do that next.
Okay.
I'll get that out of the way.
We'll get through as many as we can. A quick deal. This cardstock bundle has been very, very popular. £32 or $44 for all the cardstock in here. I'm not surprised this is popular at this price. You're getting all of this. So you're getting 20 sheets of alcohol marker card, 40 sheets of your matte black card. You're getting 50 sheets of your Snow White, hint of gold. You're getting 60 sheets of card. That's our stamping card, our run-of-the-mill everyday card. That's 250 GSM. And also, you're going to be getting your craft card as well, 50 sheets of that. So basically, all of the card stock that you need within your craft room for 32 quid. That is worth stocking up on today. $44, tariff-free as well. And then on top of that, quick one, which I know is proving very popular, is the Nature's Garden Flora and Fauna. Now, so the deal here, US only, but I think if you just want the pad on its own in the UK, you can get on it. So basically, the US tariff-free deal is this beautiful pad. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. I think, personally, one of the best floral pads that we've done. What we've done to make it a tariff-free option for you is we have bundled in one of our opaque pigment ink pads. You're also going to get in there your copper cardstock Centura Pearl. And then how many sheets of this are we getting in the bundle? The copper pearlescent. You're getting that included in the bundle. We'll have to confirm that in just a second, but you get that included in the bundle. If you want the Flora and Fauna pad on its own in the UK, it is £8.39. You won't get the cardstock and the ink pad included. So hopefully, Violet. So you said you never quite understand how to use the cutting device, but we did show that. So hopefully now you've kind of got a bit of an idea how all that works together. Again, go back. There's plenty of shows. If you go to YouTube, type in Ultimate Pro. There's hundreds of hours of shows, loads and loads of hours covering off the Ultimate Pro as well. So do have a look at that. So very quickly then. Bow making, I'm losing track of all the questions here. Somebody did ask about making bows. Whoever that was, thank you for the question. Let's just quickly show you how you can do that with the Ultimate Pro. And
I often tell you that I can't make bows. You know, like all the other team members can use them with their fingers. I'm rubbish. I need an implement to help me, and this is that implement. Now you have 3 of these, so you've got 3 of your little pegs that are in there. You can make little bows, mid-sized bows, big, huge bows.
Oh,
if you put your pegs in there, you could make really huge bows as well. You literally just stick those into there. Literally, they've got their holes in. I just try and make sure mine's not wobbly, but I may have strained mine. Wrap your ribbon around the 2.
Yeah.
Crisscross over, and then thread that underneath and over the top, and then tie it together. And it's that easy.
Wow.
To make. And again, just take those out now. So I'll just give it a little wibble. And you made, don't do a Debbie, thank you. You've made your perfect bow. And you can make any sizes. It literally takes seconds to make your bows.
Yeah.
Easy. As easy as that.
Perfect. Yeah. You can probably use the Pro for this next conundrum as well. So Sandra's been in touch. She says, hello, Ben and Debbie and everyone. I'm a newbie. Well, welcome. It's lovely to have you with us. She says, I really struggle with scoring. She says, my card always cracks, even though I think I'm being gentle. What should I be doing? Have you got any tips for Sandra?
Gentle breaking of your fibres. It will depend on your cardstock as well. Just going to put it out there. I had a lovely gentleman come up to me at Lee, and he produced a piece of cardstock, and he said to me, I'm having problems with it marking. It was the cardstock. I had to, gently tell him that's probably
be even more gentle than you think you are.
Because I'll be totally honest, I have been the same. I am very heavy-handed when it comes to cardstock, and the very first time I used, I literally dragged it right down and I went straight through my cardstock. Now, the way that you do this is it's just a gentle, and again, these little top tips when you're scoring, whether it be box making, whether it be on your card baking, make sure it's flush. and then just a gentle roll up and down. Now you've got a choice of 4 different ball tools in there. Find the one that you feel comfortable with in the groove. Few gentle, and I mean gentle, because can you see, when I first showed you how, I ripped my cardstock. It's literally ripped it. That was because I was too heavy-handed. So the trick there is to literally get your cardstock and do the gentlest up and down a couple of times. The more gentler you are, the better it is for your score. Now, obviously, that's not a scored piece, but what I'm meaning is that you don't get no cracking or creasing.
Yeah.
Because you're being gentle with the fibres. If you're using paper, please, please, please don't do a Debby, because Debby rips her cardstock every single time.
What do you like?
Gentle, gentle marks. So that's a little top tip of how to score, whether it be on the Ultimate, whether it be on your box making, whether it be on your scoreboards. That's the little top tip I will give you. Gentle mark up and down a couple of times and then fold in. Now, you will hear some people tell you that you can do scoring on both sides. You can, but you still have to be gentle, because if you're not, you'll still crack your cardstock. And check your cardstock, make sure it's a really good quality. We provide and bring you all the time. I have yet to find a cardstock that I don't like that we've brought out. We bring quality all the time. Our lovely friends at Unky Dory, Adorable Scoreable, non-cracking, non-creasing. It's all down to the quality of your cardstock, but be gentle. Just be gentle.
As I say, we're rattling through as fast as we can. I'll apologise now because I don't think we're going to get through every single question, but we will do our very, very best. And hopefully the questions that we do answer will be pertinent to you too. We've finished with the Pro, I think, for now. Some of these we might be able to rattle through. I mentioned this one to you, Debbie, earlier, but I'll ask you again anyway. So Sandra Big says, I have a problem cutting glitter card in my MIDI. Any suggestions? Is that just generally a difficult thing to do anyway?
It can be, because ours is encapsulated cardstock, and obviously a MIDI or Mini is a manual machine. However, there is some little... do you know, I fetched some glitter cardstock. Have I got a die? Oh, that's the question. Oh, have we got a die?
Have we
got a die? I've got some glitter cardstock. I found that underneath. So our glitter cardstock is actually, this is even... Do you know what? Is this one of ours? Because this has got like a coating on both sides.
Oh.
Ooh. Where have I got that from? That might not be ours, that actually. That might be one of our other third party. Well, let me just see if I can find some. I definitely had a ton of...
What are you looking for?
Ours. That's got like a silky satin back. I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. That could be another product, third-party product one. So I'm going to put that away, but I'm going to show you with a bit of die cutting. Did you say you've got a die?
Oh,
I've got a Mini. Or I've got a MIDI, actually.
Let me get... there's dies here. What's it?
Looking for a MIDI plate, but I'll find one. I've got
stamps. Loads. I've got some little pasta shapes and pasta la vista.
Yes.
They're tiny.
Yeah, we'll try that.
That's what's come to hand. Not really. No.
I know. Do you know, all this craft room full of goodies. All of my goodies have disappeared. Actually, what did you say, Jamie?
What about an edge? What about one of these? What about one of these edge dies?
Perfect.
That'll do, won't they?
Actually, that might be too much, because it's a decorative one.
Well, not good enough, too much. I mean, seriously, it's amazing that we've worked together for 6 years, isn't it? It's so picky. You bring her one thing, she don't like it. Bring her another thing, she don't like it.
Do you have a MIDI plate over there?
I didn't want MIDI plates.
Well, the thing is, I did mention this yesterday, but literally, I don't know who's been in the craft room, but someone's been in.
I've got mini
and
plates.
Moved everything. A Mini?
Yeah.
Will that go through Mini? I think it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll use it. I've got a Mini plate.
Have you?
Yeah.
I could probably go and have a look for a MIDI plate. Anyone would...
Anybody think with a craft... It's probably not the best one, because it's bigger than a MIDI. Sorry, it's bigger than a Mini. I needed a MIDI. Honestly, goodness me, I swear down I'm going to have words with the team, because...
Ha-ha!
I found it. Does anybody else have that same problem, where you can't see things in front of your face? So with a MIDI or a Mini, and glitter cardstock is encapsulated, and I think I may have mentioned it on my Gemini shows that I share with you, I use a metal plate in the electronic die cutting machine when I use a glitter cardstock, because a glitter cardstock is notorious, especially when you think about it. It's like a cardstock, like white card, glitter with the colour, of course, and then an encapsulated coating onto it. But to prove a point on that glitter cardstock, is it our glitter cardstock you're using?
Oh, yes.
Because it really shouldn't be a problem, and I think, actually, Ben, me telling you it was too intricate is actually shown me.
Shows yes.
And everybody else that the mini and the
problem.
MIDI has got the word Gemini in front of it. And it is an absolutely, I'm going to turn it that way, a beast of a machine. So it's cut that through one pass. Now, if you're finding it difficult, what I would suggest is check your cardstock. If it's one of ours, it should be okay. However, if the law of average, it doesn't cut through the first time, run it through again and it should be all right.
Okay.
Exception to the rule is you could put a sheet of copier paper inside your folder, not on top. Please don't ever put cardstock on top that's connecting to rollers, whether it be in here, as we found out last week, somebody did, and there was cardstock wrapped around the roller and broke our Gemini 2. I don't know who I'm going to blame on that one. I know it wouldn't be me, because I know full well you do not put cardstock on top of your plates. It is sandwiched inside. If you ever need to add a shim, it's sandwiched inside your plates. So what was the lovely lady's name?
Sandra.
Sandra, if you struggle, pop on the top. So if you put your die down on the top of your die, put a copier sheet of paper at the size of there on top of it and sandwich it in, and that should just give it that little extra. Or just try for me twice, run through twice, because I've just shown you that an intricate die is cut, well, it's cut through beautifully on our glitter cardstock, and it had no problem whatsoever. It could be your cardstock, it depends where it's from. If it's ours, I would just say run it through twice or add that copier sheet in. There you go.
You might be able to answer these without sort of too much demonstration. But Trudy wants to know the difference between pigment and quick dry ink pads. So we've got both on Shop the Day. Which does what?
Oh,
is
let me
the
grab
question.
it, let me grab it.
I'm just going to fill for a second because Debbie's just getting a few off the shelf there to show you.
And even there, do you know, even all full colours have disappeared. What's been going on in this room? Hands down, I'm going to have words. We've also,
I was just going to say, whilst you were over there, we've got a question about how duet ink pads work.
Oh.
So you grab one of those. And also a shimmer colour bloom, if you've got one of those over there as well. Shimmer colour bloom.
Shimmer colour bloom. With shimmer?
Yeah.
With shimmer. Yes, Debbie, with shimmer, Debbie, you silly girl.
So basically questions about all of those, really. What are they? What do they do?
Right, hang on a minute. This is a bit of a fast-paced masterclass. I've still got another show to record in a bit.
I know.
Straight after this, I've got a little bit of a, I'll tell you, a pre-record.
You have?
For Make It Saturday. So I have never run around as fast in all my life.
This is one of those shows where we genuinely could have done with 2 hours.
We could have done with 2 hours, yeah, definitely, to cover all the questions. Right, let's talk these two. And I've pulled the same colours off. Harmony ink pads, they all work together beautifully. There is actually a orange in the, and I will talk about all three, since anybody would say, well, what about the water reactive? So, same colour family, all orange. Water reactive, exactly what it says on the tin. It's brilliant for distressing. You add it, you can paint with all three. You drop a little bit down onto your glass mats, add a little bit of water in, a colour palette on all three. But the difference between the three is, this is water reactive. It's perfect for blending, it's perfect for distressing and doing all your things that you would do with your water techniques. We did one last night on the craft along where we actually...
Someone's asked about those as well.
Oh, right, OK. I did wonder. I thought, what on earth's going off there? But yes, so that reacts to water. So it lifts off beautifully, leaves that almost like that secondary colour underneath. Right. Quick dry is exactly what it says on the tin. The minute this touches a on here it'd stay wet. On your stamp it'd stay wet. But the minute it touches your cardstock, it's instantly dry, smudge free. Now, these are the two, what I would call man-made ink pads. On a felt pad, on a sponge, right? That's the difference between those two. Same colour, but different inks completely. This one is your it's your natural pigment. It's not man-made like these two are. Now this one is perfect for blending, tick, because you can still do that. This is perfect for all your layering stamps, by the way. Gives you a little bit of indication. Distress tool, layering stamp, and then this is perfect for blending, embossing and much more. And it's what we call the sticky ink one. Now this, the difference between the three, felt, squid, like a sponge, but like a makeup sponge.
Yeah,
blending,
okay.
like a blending sponge. That one, super squidgy, super soft sponge. But this is the natural pigment one, and I think you can tell, even though they're the same colour, and they work all three, you can work together, but this is where you use your heat embossing, you put your clear embossing powder over the top. But again, you can use all three for, well, these two for blending, this one for instant dry, although I know that works through stencils because we had a layering set of stencils that had quick dry inks, which people were like puzzled, head scratching. No wonder we confuse people. I will tell you, sometimes I think we like to confuse people. But seriously, all three ink pads, absolutely fabulous, but they all do a different job. And that's why, if you can get all three, get all three. Now, we'll just cover this one.
Oh yes,
just for
question
a second.
about those, yeah.
Finesse. Clues on the top. This is harmony. They all work in harmony with each other. These are Finesse by Spectrum Raw, and these are our acid-free ink pads that are for watercolouring mediums, which means it non-smears with watercolour. This one is for alcohol colouring. So all your alcohol colouring, whether it be one of our pens or whether it want to be our, I say rival pens, but other alcohol pens that are on the market.
Yeah.
And the clue is on the tin, or in this case, the ink pad, because you've got a watercolour brush here and you've got an alcohol marker here. You would not stamp an image in that and then colour it with alcohol pens. Same with that, you would not stamp an image and then colour that with a water-based medium. And I think I've shown you this before, where, have I got a stamp? Oh, I have. My trusty little stamp. So, alcohol-proof ink pad. Now this is going to be really rough, so you're going to forgive me. But I'm just going to pop down scrap piece of paper. Oh, Debbie, where's your scraps? They're on the floor, they're on the floor. Let me just grab a spare piece of cardstock, Ben. Just bear with, bear with. That'll do.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I wouldn't stamp like this, so you're going to forgive me. But I think this is just to give you a quick demonstration, and then instantly, thank you, Jamie. That is why when you are using water-based medium, you do not use this ink pad. You use that one, because that one will not do that, because that's meant for every single watercolouring medium you own, whether it be a palette, whether it be a paint, whether it be an aqua pen, aqua pencil, everything alcohol based, you would use that one. And I think that gives you a really good example as to why you literally just sprayed that water on there. Yeah. And although the image is not moved, it's smeared. And look, all that ink is coming off. So please don't, and that's why those Finesse ink pads are really important not to get them mixed up, because it will make the difference, believe you me. So that was a very quick, how many minutes left?
Whistle-stop tour.
Whistle-stop tour of ink pad. Do you know what I'll try and get scheduled in? A proper 2-hour masterclass on certain things.
I feel like we've done loads of them over time, but there's still a lot of appetite for us to keep redoing them, isn't there? Because if you think of how many ink pad 101s we've done in glue schools and all that, there's so much that you, again, if you have any worries when we're not here, go onto YouTube, because there must be, well, there must be 10, 20 of each of those different classes that we've done over the years with like the different experts. So do have a little bit of a look.
Someone asked about
Oh yeah, these ink pads, and then I think maybe then we'll move on to plate combinations. There's quite a few people asking about plate combinations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, should I just verbally talk about this then? I'll verbally talk about these then. Right, duet ink pads, what are they? They are hybrid ink pads. So they are basically like a water-reactive ink pad, so they'll react with water, but you get a different finish to this because there is a dye-based ink in there as well. So it's got a mixture of the two. So it means that, especially this one, colour separation, we talk about colour bloom because it's a colour separation, but the duet ink pad means that you can use it the same way you would with your blending, but it gives you like a chalkier finish. I was trying to think of another ink pad on the market that's got like a chalk-like finish without saying it. I know what I'm talking about, but it gives you like a chalk-like finish to it. So that's the difference between that, and it is a duet ink pad, so it's a two ink pad, not a two colour. Can I just tell you, not a two colour? But when you do your full bleaching with a duet ink pad, it literally lifts the complete colour. Whereas that would leave the secondary layer of the orange underneath, because it's just a water reactive. It's got a natural dye in there as well, so that would give you a two-tone colour. That would lift completely. These are completely different. So it's still a duet ink pad from the duet ink pad family. But this time there's two colours in there. So you've got two colours, like purple and blue with this Neptune. And then when you put your ink down, you can spritz water onto it and it just colour separate. The separation of the colour is immense. It's absolutely beautiful. But added bonus with this one is the shimmer in there. So there's a hint of sparkle, and they are absolutely beautiful. To see the sparkle, you need to dry it. With these two ink pads, you do need to do the drying stage in between before you lay down any more or colour separate. That drying stage is really important. I promise I will try and get a masterclass in with ink pads. I'll talk to Emma and I'll see if I can get a masterclass ink pad in as soon as we can. To go through all the different ink pads and all the different things that they do, because they're absolutely
just from Sandy then. So which ink would you use on Centura Pearl?
That's a good one, because Centura Pearl is a coated, so you need something that won't move on a coated cardstock. Now, I'm assuming she means to stamp on, like stamp an image. You want a permanent ink. I stamp with our Finesse because it's our permanent ink, so to speak. So I stamp onto Centura Pearl with that. And I don't know if you noticed yesterday with the letterpress. Yeah. The letterpress is the dye-based ink, and everything that I stamped, including onto the Centura Pearl, was with the dye-based ink, which I think I tried to explain last night. The dye-based inks that are with the letterpress are very similar to the Finesse. Okay. Because they're dye-based and they are non-smear with watercolour. So that would be the one that I would use onto stamping onto Centura Pearl.
All right. We might have to come back to the Ultimate shortly, but plate combinations is one of the big ones I've seen. So just a general kind of like whistle-stop tour through the different plate combos for the G2, Debbie, if we could. For
I will. I'm just trying to grab all the plates. Just bear with me. Bear with me.
And then if we can, we'll get back to it. There's a few questions come in about, some general questions, and then one about the Ultimate Pro again. So, as I say, apologies if we don't answer your question in this show, but we are doing our very best. As you can see, Debbie is rattling through as fast as she can. It ain't easy. We've got 13 minutes, but plate combos is a big one, so a bit of a reminder then.
It is, and I know Jamie found the date for me when I'd last did a Gemini 101, and he'll find it, bless him. He'll find it. He'll probably let me know in a minute. Because I do love doing a Gemini show. I can literally spend an hour, 2 hours running through Gemini, and I have done in the past, which, can I just tell you, all our videos lay there permanently.
Yeah, exactly right.
Regardless of what expert, they are all on there, years and years worth, so you can go back and find those. Right, Gemini. Craft Your Stash, 6th of May was the last time that I did one. Thank you, Jamie. Right, 2 cutting plates. You've got a metal shim, a plastic shim, a magnetic shim, which is magnetic double-sided. The old one wasn't, now the new ones are. And then you've got your rubber embossing mat. They're the plates that come with your machine. Cutting plates speak for themselves. Every single cutting die should be placed onto a cutting plate. It's as simple as that, with the exception to the rule that sometimes you use this to get some extra cuts. So I'll run through the basics. And this is a die cutting and embossing machine. So for embossing, we'll start with embossing because die cutting is a little bit more in depth. A regular 2D folder, it is folder with your cardstock inside, 2 cutting plates, that's it. Cut and emboss folder, exactly the same. So you put your cut and emboss folder in, 2 cutting plates, run through your machine. 3D embossing, slightly different. So we'll just move that one out of the way for a second and we'll talk about 3D embossing. 3D embossing, the combination for your platform, and you'll see me and Debbie work in different ways with this because Debbie puts everything onto there and that way around. I do it this way around.
Yeah.
So 3D embossing folder, cardstock inside, magnetic shim and the plastic shim. Do not be tempted to put the magnetic shim on the outside. Now, it might be a bit controversial there because I know some experts have done that. There are metal rollers in that machine.
Oh, yeah.
And metal rollers will kind of eat away at your platform. So that should be inside, okay? So that is your platform for a 3D embossing folder. And it literally is plate, folder, that one on the top, and the toughened on the exterior. I always say about metal rollers should have toughened exteriors. Now, people, please don't be tempted to put that on the top of anything. Because a metal onto metal will warp.
Right.
So never use that as an outer plate. And this is just for you to get the longevity out of your plates. So that's your embossing. Stencil wise, I'll just quickly talk stencil because I get asked this 1,000 times, so I'll talk about your stencils. So you put your stencil down, cardstock on the top, rubber embossing mat, plastic shim, and your other cutting plate, and that's it. You don't need to add either of those 2 in there. And then let's just quickly move on to die cutting. So die cutting is standard regular die cut, like a nesting die, like a straightforward shape, like circles, squares, triangles. It is literally, and I put mine face down, so cardstock goes down, die's facing with the blade facing into the cutting plate in there, and then those 2 on the top, which is the plastic shim and the other cutting plate. So it's everything facing down onto there, those 2 on the top. Make sure you take your dies down. Intricate die cutting, a bit different. So again, you put your intricate die onto the top of your cardstock onto there. So cardstock, intricate die, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and your cutting plate. Now you're probably going to say, Debbie, why aren't you using your magnetic shim? That's my preferred method. You can do this. Cutting plate, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and your die, but this time your blade facing upwards. So the blade's going to cut into the other cutting plate. And you then put your die with that blade facing upwards, cardstock onto the top. That's when I can't see, which is what I don't like. So that's why you'll never see me doing that. And then your other cutting plate on the top. So there's 2 ways you can die cut. And that's with intricate die cutting. The exception to the rule is sometimes that you might need to use this. I only ever use my metal shim, and I've said it before, I do it with a clean cut for a glitter, encapsulated glitter cardstock, but I do it when I'm using multimedia dies, when I'm cutting multiple fabrics. That's about it. That's the only time I use mine. Unless you've got a tricky die that doesn't cut. And then, this is a combination. Excuse me, I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. Cutting plate, metal shim, cardstock, blade facing down of your die, and then plastic shim, and then your cutting plate. Tend to not need to use it for that, but you can add that as an option. Try it with that way first, because metal cutting to metal usually gives you the crisp, clean cut without the use of the magnetic shim. That is how I would die cut with. Please go back and watch that date again, Jamie.
6th of May.
6th of May, Crafty Stash. That's just one of the shows that I've done where it talks about how to use your die cutting machine and get the most out of it. Whew, that's the fastest masterclass I've ever done. One more?
We're not finished yet. Plate combo, if you were putting your foil transfers through, you know, to get the foil onto the transfers, what would you use then? Alex has asked.
Ooh, very good question. So when I was talking about the transfers earlier, treat it as a metal die. In terms of, that is a great question, so thank you for asking that. So put your cardstock down with your transfer over the top. So take it from the release sheet, pop it onto the top with the adhesive facing down into your cardstock, and then just use the combination. Now remember, there's no metal, so you are going to need plastic shim, magnetic shim, and your other cutting plate. Pop that in, run that through, peel back your adhesive are transferred, beautifully onto your cardstock. Keep it where it is. Put the foil on the top of it. Foil facing you, pretty side facing you, so you see the foil, the colour, and exactly the same combo, and run that through. Great question, because I love doing. I did say that I cheat, and I do cheat every single time. So that's the combination for that.
This is an opinion question, I suppose, really. Shireen Bentley, is it easier to die cut and then stamp on the design, or stamp first, then die cut?
Great question. I genuinely stamp, die cut, colour. There's only the odd 1 or 2 dies that I've had to die cut first and then try and stamp into it. But it can be slightly tricky. But if you don't like, when you put the die over the top and you can't see where it is, if you don't like that, hand on heart, die cut, stamp, and then colour.
Back to the ultimate. And,
yes.
and again, this is a really good question. So, you know, you've got the designs on there, Faye's asking. Any tips for staying in the grooves on the decorative designs? He says, I have a hard time finding the grooves through the cardstock.
I've got a little bit of wax. I cheat with mine because I struggle. So there's like a little pot of wax. Search the World Wide Web. There's like a little pot of like hard wax that you can put your ball tool into. The tiniest amount. Don't do what I first did.
What, and
like a
dunk the whole
blinking
thing
chip pan fat wheel, fat everywhere. Like honestly, I got it everywhere. But that helps. Or when your anti-static bag over, and then it can fit it into the groove as well. So you can do that. But I get what you mean, because it can be quite difficult. And I have to do a lot of lifting with mine. Oh, it's watercolour cards. It's not going to quite work. But I have to like find the pinpoints, and then I have to do a lot of lifting to make sure that I'm not got. Now I'm using watercolour cardstock, so please forgive when I'm doing this. That was the first thing that I picked up to hand. But try and follow that groove around, hold it in place, and then just keep doing a little bit of lifting. And it's until you get used to it. But having a little bit of wax onto there makes it glide a bit easier. So that's just a little top tip that I'm going to give you for using there, and that's how you would do it. And just so you're aware, it's not the bit that you're showing in your eye, you're showing the other side, because that's the bit that's got the raised emboss side. So that's the bit that you would show. So you do it in that groove, but you don't look at it that way, you look at it that way.
And you've been obviously using the UK version, haven't you?
Yes.
And I think Stephanie was asking, is it the UK or the US? Again, if you're thinking about buying, UK for UK, US for US, but if you're in the US and you use more of our cardstock, it might be worth getting the UK version, correct?
Absolutely. If you use our cardstock, and I say this genuinely, when we do craft alongs and things like that, we always talk UK sizes, because that's what we just do, and apologies. So, but our cardstock is measured for the UK version. US cardstock is different sizes, and if you use that predominantly, then get the US version. And it's just a slight difference of this side with your card making. That's the difference, because obviously it needs to fit your cardstock, not ours. If you use ours all the time, get the UK version.
Listen, I think we've got through most of the questions here. We are out of time, but what a show. Massive thank you to Debbie, because I think that is the quickest and most informative hour-long class we've done, and the topics covered there, my goodness me, sensational. But what I would say is, and what Debbie's been reiterating, save this show, but if you want to expand more on ink pads, go to our YouTube channel. There's loads of videos about ink pads. If you want to know more about glues, there's loads of glue schools. If you want to know more about plate combos for the Geminis, there's loads of masterclasses with Sarah in particular with the Gemini. If you want to know more about the Ultimate Pro, there are hours and hours of shows with the Ultimate Pro with a mixture of our experts. So all that information is always there for you, and you can go right back. You can go back years and find all of that. So more than anything, what I would say is we're always here for you, but if you're ever stuck, subscribe to our YouTube channel and type in what you want to find, and there's masterclasses and craft your stashes and all sorts of shows that you can always go back on and watch, and you'll find all the information that you need. Thank you so much for watching. Massive thank you to Debbie. We're back live at 5, and you wouldn't want to miss it tonight. It is Cartload, Debbie and Ben style, anniversary style. We've got goodie bags, we've got double trouble deals, we've got UK, US deals, tariff free. Oh, it's going to be amazing, and bloopers too. We'll see you in a bit.